Good morning. Let's get ready with me while I kind of unpack what's going on, and I'm headed for breakfast, so it's a perfect time. I thought like I'm just gonna put on like a quick makeup situation, nothing fancy. I already have this on, The Ordinary, and now I'm gonna put this cream by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm trying it out. If I like it, I'll get the bigger one. It's really good because usually by PMS time, I at least have like one big acne, like a zit. But with this one, I don't have any so far. This is why I might just get the bigger one and stick with this for a while. I need to get ready quickly because we're going out for breakfast. We're all so hungry right now. So for my concealer, I usually use this NARS in custard, and when I'm tanning, I usually use like macadamia one, and usually just use this on my eyes, under my eyes. But if I'm not tanning, then I usually use this, like I use this all over the face. I used to use a lot of foundation and stuff with kids. That's the last thing I want to be worrying about, is like caking my face up and all of this. So this is what I've come up with, something to just like hide my redness and stuff like this. So that's the concealer. And if I'm filming, I'll go even, like I'll put more concealer, but I'm not filming like, sit down videos. So I think that's okay. I'm gonna have to like do a little squat for you guys, so I'm in the frame. And then there's another concealer that I really like. It has like better coverage. It's from Hourglass. So this is a really good one too, but like I got a little bit too dark of a color for me. So I use this for like blemish, like the red areas to cover. This is really good for that. If you have acne or acne scars, like this is great for that. So yeah, we'll just do a little bit of that. And then I have this Hoola bronzer. I'll just put just a little bit. And then putting the bronzer, like what I learned is putting it on the bone is really helpful instead of like under the bone. And then just kind of like defining the nose, and like really gives like the face a little structure. And that's it. And in the video, I use this one by Charlotte Tilbury. It's called Matte Beauty Blush Wand Easy Liquid Blush. I'll just take a little bit of this. It just trended here in the US like recently about like putting the blush here, but like in Japan, where I grew up, like people put it like this all the time, and I think it makes you look younger. And this is why like Japanese beauty is all about looking younger and youthful. I used to be crazy about makeup, but not anymore. After having kids, like that's the last thing I have in mind, but I still like try to do it because it makes me feel good. So I have this one, and then I'll just put a highlighter by Charlotte Tilbury, and this is in the color Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlighter Illuminator Facile. I don't know. I think they have like a few colors, and this is like the golden one because I have like a tanner skin tone. So I thought this would work, and I really like to put it over here because it makes you look like you're glowing and like almost like sweating basically. I mean, not sweaty look, but it makes you look glowy, and I like that. A little bit of like a trick that changes like everything. It's like a highlighter in here. I think this can't go out of style. Like it's just opens up your eyes really. Usually I'm like sucked into the mirror, but I want to stay in the camera. And then for the powder, it's by Cezanne. It's a Japanese brand, but you can use any like translucent powder. And I just take it like this. I've had it like for years, and it was literally like $8 or something, not even. To be honest, like as long as your makeup products do a few like things, I don't think you need to invest a lot of money, like crazy amount of money, like $50 on like a little powder and stuff like this. Whatever works for you, And that's it, and I'll just leave it over there. I just recently got this like a curler situation, and I literally like plucked my eyelashes because like the rubber was not in the right place. But just make sure that your rubber or whatever is in place, because it does make a difference. Can you see like the plucked eyelash that I had over there? I used to be so good with like makeup and stuff before kids, but you know, I'm so thankful. I was actually reading this book last night. I just got it on my Kindle. It's called Midnight Library. I'm sure you guys have heard of it because it's like literally so famous. It has like 200k reviews on Amazon, and I was like, you know what, like I want to read something different because I always read like these businessy and like, you know, self-development books. So I was like, okay, like I'll just read this. And then the first half was like whatever, so I kind of like skimmed through, but then the last half was like so good. I don't want to spoil it too much for you guys, but basically it talks about like this girl like kind of tries to like, you know, she doesn't like her life, and then she experiences like so many different variations of like how her life could have like unfolded, and then she realizes, you know, like, oh, okay, so it's up to you to really see how you want your life and stuff. It's all about like perspective, and it was kind of like a nice light read, so I highly recommend it if you're into that kind of like field right now. Otherwise, I'm also reading this book by Patrick Bet-David about like choose your enemies wisely, and that was kind of like a nice book as well. And then recently in a lot of my conversations with my friends, I mentioned a lot about this French movie, because like, you know, every time like a friend of mine is kind of struggling, I always like refer back to that movie. And it was basically a movie similar to like a Midnight Library, where like this girl, they show like 4 different variations of her life unfolding with like 4 different decisions that she had made. And then at the end, basically like the takeaway from that movie was the fact that like no matter what kind of choice you make, as long as you're gonna be happy, you're gonna end up being happy with that choice. And I'll link it over here because it's a nice, I think it was too slow for me, but I kind of like just fast forwarded it and see it, or maybe, I don't know, I don't remember, but like if you're into that kind of like mood right now, then I recommend that. Okay, so now this is done, right? I'm just gonna take this. I don't really use brushes anymore, even though I have like a lot besides like the eyeshadow and stuff, and like I'll just use this. I'm sure I have like a brownish color in there already, so I don't really need to like dab again. It's all about like enhancing my features like that. So this is the game-changing part, is your lip liners, and I have these 4 that I tend to use. These 2 are from Charlotte Tilbury. This one's a little too dark for me. I'll just show you guys. Like, it's a little too dark, but I'm sure if I'm doing like a really dark lip, like red or something, this would look really pretty. But I'm really obsessed with these 2 actually. So in the video that I posted, I used this one. This one is called Plumping Lip Liner by Kat Rice. I got it here in The Hague at a drugstore, and literally like this one was like 30 euros or something, and this was only like 2 euros. So, and then they all do like the same job, so you don't really need to invest a lot of money in like lip liners. Just get whatever the color you like, because they're pretty much the same. Find whatever really works for you. I'm like literally squatting as I do this because the camera is in a height, and I actually packed my tripod because we're leaving. We spent a few months in The Hague, Netherlands. It's kind of cold and wet, but it was beautiful, and we're ready for our next destination. So yeah, I packed my tripod and stuff. And I put this on by Charlotte Tilbury. It's Crystal Hap Kiss. It's like a little like chapstick kind of situation, but like it ends up looking like lip gloss. And I don't like lip gloss, but this looks pretty cool. I would prefer it to be a little lighter in the middle, so I'll just put a little bit of, yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's that. So I'll just take a little bit of blush. This one's so old, but I still use it because I really like it. It's from Anastasia. Blush is like key for me because it really adds that color and life to your face. And if I really want to like, you know, do a little bit more, I'll just go in just a little light palette. Light color in the palette, and then I'll even enhance this area because these things make a difference. Like, you know, these little things, and then the lip, and then the blush really tie in like everything together for me. I think that's good, like a casual makeup. I took too long because I had you guys with me, but otherwise, like it would take even less time for me. And if I'm feeling a little extra, what I'll do is I'll just put this one, kind of add that like little zhuzh to my hair. And I don't really do much because, you know, this is just like my bed head. So I'll just go like that. And maybe sometimes if I'm feeling a little fancy, I'll just do this. That's all. So this is my look. Sometimes depending on like what I'm doing, if I'm filming, I'll do like a little darker eyeliner. I might do a little like eyeshadow, but that's about it really. I play with a lot of like blushes and earrings and just little things. So this is how I look. Okay, so let's go to the coffee shop. Oh my God. Hello. Okay, now I'm in the frame. So yeah, I'm gonna eat. So this is the spicy tunacado, and this one's just the tunacado. I usually like the taste of it, but I don't like how this makes me feel. My tummy kind of like hurts afterwards, especially during PMS. So I'm not gonna eat this. And then we're gonna eat this together and we're gonna talk about life. Really good. You know, the funny thing is that I tried tunacado the first time in Netherlands. Even though I've been to Joe and the Juice in Dubai, but I don't know why, but I never really had it until one day, like in the Netherlands, like my husband just brought it for me for breakfast and it was so good. And then afterwards, I found out like how famous it was on TikTok. And I was like, oh my God, like, yeah, it is pretty good.